Shalom, ya bashim ya Shaiba Kaja, how bashim ya Shaiba Rakatam, outside. That is it. Righteousness. Right? Shalom.
Alright, Shalom. Giving all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Akakodash. Double honor to the apostles and others of great millstone that do well. Peace, love, blessing, decency, I came among the four corners of the earth that push this gospel in all sincerity and in truth to the brother Nakamaya in GM camp. Come to do a bit of edification for the Bayat child, the house of David, the elect. Alright, so this video I'm playing here is me with the cup in my hand here, and at the side of me is deceased brother Kaya, who was, last coming in, who come in on that GMS in Trinidad. We will be Trinidad West, yeah. You understand? Trinidad. As the last brother to come in, and sadly the brother, he come out of the faith. Well, you could say 2 days before the Passover. And as you could see my previous lesson before, the lesson on him stating he wanted to leave, to pursue his career and go back into the world to sing and these things. So he was the brothers was on him on the case. He was trying to pop a fight, to endure, but sadly he was sifted out of the truth. And he go back in the world from Monday. Well, we just do the work locally here in Trinidad in QAP. We do the works on a Monday as well. And he say he not coming out a good day, that is it. Alright. So that was some the lesson. He's no more in the faith. Brother Kaya, the deceased brother Kaya, R.I.P. He claimed to be sincere. Well, he was looking sincere in my eyes. I beloved brother, I love the brother. And it just come out of no way that, because listening from my elders, GMS, is how a little building up. They'll miss the works, miss 2-3 works, and it'll be a building up. And then you see, they vanish. But that just happened like whoosh, because he come into works, right? True, coming to do the works, So I don't know if it was pretense. We pretending in front of the eyes, and that scripture will come out. That is such a man when you fear the eyes. Amen. Not knowing that the eyes of the Heavenly Father is 10,000 times brighter than His Son, beholding all the ways of men. And what the brother's story is, and this video here is for Purim, and then we come and have a feast after the new moon feast, which was kept Sunday gone, and
damn, man, damn. Keep the faith, brothers. Keep the faith. Keep the faith, man. Keep the faith. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Akakodash. Respect to Akim Yahuwah, pushing the work of the Lord of the true faith, sincerity, and promoting God's big sacrifice, and continue to endure in these perilous and gruesome times, man. So, man, this is a prime example why to keep the faith, man. And to why this is the brother, man, for doing that lesson, man. He's all the way in Trinidad, man. That's the spirit, man. That we're able, this truth is able to be all around the corners of the earth, man. I'm watching a video from Trinidad, man. That's crazy. But yeah, that's a lot, man. Yeah, but basically, man, keep the faith, brothers, man. This brother right here, he left the truth, to become a rapper, to start singing, rapping. And then he left, and he ended up, not only leaving the camp, and ultimately, missing the Passover, which is a key sign that he was ultimately going to fall off, But, this brother ultimately lost his life, man. This brother lost his life. And the Lord judged him, man. It's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power, man. And this is why you have to keep the faith, because once you go back into the world, you basically betray the Lord. Once you know what good and evil is, and then you go back to smoking, and all that, then that you're betraying the Lord, man. Like when you do all these things, commit adultery, even though you know good and evil, because if you didn't know the truth, you didn't know the knowledge, and you were sinning, then nothing's gonna happen to you because ultimately you didn't know. But once you know, that's when serious consequences come. And, this brother, he knew the faith, man. He knew that it was a bad thing to go back into the world, man. Especially the times that went with prophecy, man. And he still went back to it, and the Lord, judged his ass, man. And that's crazy, man. It was the dude in the brother in the video. He said that was a brother he was cool with, man. A brother who he thought he was sincere, and that's like, that's crazy, man. It'd be the brothers that who you think are the most sincere around you. That's your brother in the spirit, and then they end up falling out the truth or something. It's sad to see. Like I've experienced that too. I've experienced that too. There was a brother, man, he actually helped me get into the faith, man. He actually helped me get into the faith. He was one of the main vessels that, got me into the faith, at a young age. I'm a brother at a young age, he got me into the faith, man. He was like my spiritual big brother. And then next thing you know, he's out of the truth, man. He's not, doing the work of the Lord no more. He's trying to be a rapper and shit, man. That rapper demon, that worldly demon, we have to continue to rebuke that, man, because it's too late in the game to give up and go back into the world, man. Salvation draweth nigh, man. And I remember the brother who I knew who fell out the truth. But I remember when he first used to teach me, he used to be like, oh, I might be here just to give you the truth. I might be here and he kept emphasizing, saying it over and over again. And the Lord was probably showing me a sign, because the Lord can use certain brothers to help you, gain the knowledge, but they won't stay forever, man. They were just used as a vessel to keep you in the faith, man, and give you the knowledge. But once the Lord sees that they gave the knowledge, the Lord will ultimately sift them out because they're not needed anymore, man. So the Lord works in mysterious ways. The Lord will use certain people to help you, but not help those people, because the Lord, man, he my thoughts, he says, my thoughts are not your thoughts, man. The Lord's on a whole nother level, but the Lord can ultimately use people to ultimately help you, man. But that's crazy, man. Brothers, man, seriously, keep the faith, man. Salvation is right around the corner, man. Right around the corner. And man, especially in the time of the Passover, the Yahushua, was experiencing the same thing. And the scriptures say there's nothing new under the sun. Judas Iscariot, he knew that he was going to betray Yahushua, betray the Lord, and Yahushua knew that, man. So we have to ultimately be aware, always be on our P's and Q's, and always be ready, if brothers, fall out the truth but don't keep the faith anymore, because we're not supposed to be attached to brothers. If a brother doesn't want to get right, then fuck him, man, at the end of the day. Because, we endure long suffering, but there's a point with long suffering to the point that, man, if they're not listening, then you let them be, man. And also, these brothers aren't really rooted, man. Because everyone gets tempted, man. It's not only just you who gets tempted by demons. There's demons that try to plague us all the time, but you have to have a strong spirit. This is why brothers have to fast. This is why brothers, you got to pray a lot, man. You got to pray, man. Because a lot of brothers who fall out the truth, who lose faith, it's because they're not praying, man. They're not praying. They're not doing, what they're supposed to do. Because you can do 70 lessons a day, but if you're not praying, your spirit's not going to be strong, man. Your spirit's not going to be strong. And also, you got to continue to rebuke. You got to build mental toughness. You have to say, fuck this world, You have to continually manifest that. When you say that, you got to say, fuck this world, fuck this world. You have to have your mind centered on the kingdom, man. Your apples of your eyes shall be single, on salvation, man, not this world. Because the music ain't the same no more, man. Music's ass now. Rap music's ass now, man. You know, people's going back listening to old shit because the new stuff is ass. You know, there's a scripture that said all the daughters of music should be brought down low, man. You know, and so entertainment is not the way it was anymore. You know, it's not the way it was anymore. So if you try to pursue a career, man, you know, you're not even gonna make it. You know, you're not even gonna make it because why would it make sense that the Lord, when you were in the world, didn't allow you to get the truth? I mean, Salah didn't allow you to become a rapper when you were in the world, you know? So if he didn't let you become a rapper when you were in the world, when you didn't know the knowledge, what makes you think he's going to let you become a rapper if you're in the word, you know, if you're in the truth? And that makes no sense, man. So you have to, you know, stop trying to be a rapper, man. You know, you brothers in general, man, because that rapper shit it's all demonic at the end of the day, man. You know, in the kingdom, we're going to be singing songs, man. We're going to be making songs in the kingdom. You know, our true songs right now are our prayers to the Lord, man. You know, those are our songs right now, man. You know, but out here trying to make EPs and shit, why don't you put that energy, get your ass in the highways and byways or something, man. Go prophesy, go fast, instead of trying to make an EP and shit, you know. That's what separates the false prophets from the righteous prophets. You see the false prophets, they're trying to be in tune with the world. They got 1 foot in, 1 foot out of the world. No, the Lord says you have to either hate one or love the other, man. You know, choose one side, man. You can't be lukewarm, or the Lord's gonna spew you out of his mouth, man. You know, and ultimately, you know, this brother, you know, he dropped the plow, man. You know, and the Lord says, whosoever droppeth the plow and looketh back, you know, is not fit for the kingdom, man. You know, so now let's go into the scriptures. All right. Let's go to the book of 1 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 1, and it reads, Now the Spirit speaketh expressly, but that in the latter times shall some depart from the faith. You know, so in the latter times, which we are in the last days right now, some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils, man. And we see that happening. You know, the people who fall off the faith, you know, they give heed to seducing spirits. You know, that rapper demon, you know that money demon. You know, they give heed to that, man. And doctrines of devils, you see niggas fall off the faith. You know, next thing you know, you see them vulgar Malone, they're a Christian again. You know, they're a damn pastor. Or they start going into different books and shit, like the book of Enoch and shit, trying to act deep and shit, when they don't even know the advanced breakdowns. Like, you know, that's all seducing spirits that enter into a man. But you got to be rooted. You got to have a strong spirit, man. You got to be built up to ultimately fight these spirits, you know, these demonic entities, man, because ultimately we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, you know. At verse 2, speaking lies and hypocrisy, having a conscience seared with a hot iron, man. So when niggas, you know, fall out the faith, they're going to speak lies, man. They're going to slander the brothers. They'll be like, oh, I used to be in the camp and it was all chaos, bro. It wasn't no brotherly love. Oh, brothers used to send each other death threats and shit. You know, just speaking lies and shit. You know, speaking lies when you know damn well sincere brothers will not be sending you death threats, man. You know, having their conscience seared with a hot iron, man. So their conscience seared with hot iron. They don't want to learn. They don't want to change, man. And it says that he that hateth instruction shall die, man. You know, in verse 3, forbidding to marry and commanding to abstain from meats, man. And I know a nigga who's like that, man. You know, a nigga, he fell out the truth and tried to say that, you know, eating meat is a sin. You know, having sex is a sin or some shit like that. You know, or that only, he tried to make this bug out doctrine that only virgins will make, literal virgins. Like, I know what, like, there's a spiritual way, what a virgin means, you know. That means you're not into, like, you know, different philosophies and all that, you know. But this man literally is talking about literal virgins, man. Because there's brothers out here who is not virgins, man, who already had sex, man. You know, and he's trying to make a doctrine that only virgins will make the kingdom of heaven and be the elect. That makes no sense. And abstain from meats, trying to say, oh, that eating meat is a sin. Oh, you only can be vegan, which God have created to be received with thanksgiving of them which believe and know the truth, man. So they all go into, different doctrines and shit, after they depart from the faith, man. And now, let's go to the book of Romans chapter 8 and verse 5, and it reads, "For they that are after the flesh do the mind things of the flesh, but they that are after the spirit, the things of the spirit," man. So those who have the mind of the flesh, because a man is what he thinks about all day. So if you're thinking about carnal shit, you will be of the flesh, man. But if you're thinking about spiritual things, you will be of the spirit, man. In verse 6, for the carnal mind, for to be carnal minded is death, but to be spiritual minded is life and peace, man. So if you're carnal minded, man, you're in a dead state, But if you're spiritual minded, then you have life, man. In verse 7, because the carnal mind is empty against Yahweh, against God, man. So having a carnal mindset, having a fleshly mindset, having a worldly mindset, is enmity against God, man. So that's you're being contrary to the Lord, man, when you're being fleshly, man. Being worldly. For it is not subject to the law of God, neither indeed can be, man. So ultimately, man, being carnal minded is not subject to the ways of the Lord, man. Neither it can be, man. In verse 8, so then they that are in the flesh cannot please God, man. So if you are in the flesh, man, you cannot please Yahweh Bashim El Shai. In verse 9, but ye are not in the flesh, but in the spirit. If so be that the spirit of God dwell in you. Now if any man have not the spirit of Yahweh Shai, Mashiach, he is none of his, man. So if you don't have the spirit, you're not a true servant of Yahweh Shai, man. And now let's go to the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4, to close it out. You gotta go to the plantation and shit, Let's go to the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4 and verse 4, and it it's a lot. No, it's a lot. Let's start at verse 3. Verse 2. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4 and verse 2, and it reads, when it is present, men take example at it, and when it is gone, they desire it. So when it is present, when righteousness is present, men take example at it, man. And when it is gone, they desire it, man. So, like, example, right? When you're not around a wicked nigga anymore, he's gonna desire righteousness, man, because he used to take example of it. And it weareth a crown and trumpeth forever, having gotten the victory, striving for undefiled rewards. But the multiplying brood of the ungodly shall not thrive, nor take deep rooting from bastard slips, nor lay any fast foundation. For though they flourish in branches for a time, so they flourish in branches for a time, branches representing them. They're still for a time, like they stay rooted for a time, They may look like they're sincere for a time, yet standing not last. They shall be shaken with the wind, and through the force of the winds, they shall be rooted out, man. So these brothers, man, fall out the truth. They all look like, they were sincere at one point, for a time, but yet not standing still. They're going to be shaken with a wind, because ultimately they were not stable. They were not rooted, man. They didn't have a strong spirit. So ultimately these demons are going to blow their house down, man. The big bad wolf. These demons are like, example, man, the big bad wolf, man, who blew the house down. All the, all the piglets, who had a stable house, with great material, they were rooted, man. Nothing happened to them. But those who had unstable houses, like, for example, the piglet who made his house out of hay, the big bad wolf blew that house down and ate their ass, man. So that was the big bad wolf representing these demons, man. So these demons are going to plague you niggas if your spirit is not, strong, man. If you're not rooted. In verse 5, the imperfect branches shall be broken off, their fruit unprofitable, man. So, there's a saying that you got to cut off old branches in according to in order to grow, man. So the Lord's gonna cut off, these imperfect branches, these unstable niggas, man, because their fruit isn't profitable, their work isn't profitable, not right to eat, meaning for nothing. So these niggas are useless. So if something's useless, you don't want it anymore. Something's expired, you're throwing that shit away. So that's the same thing the Lord's doing with these wicked niggas, man. So with that, Lord willing, you edify to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem El Shai, Ba'ashem Kakadash, Shalom, Makim, stay up.